Are you tired of having frustrating games on Hayabusa?
But it's 4. Watch out. Here I go. Oh my god.
Bro, he took my blue with his hook! I can't play this shit anymore. Play this shit any longer, I'ma lose my mind. This guy hooked the crab and hooked my blue. And just takes everything. Walks away. Oh! And you want to do things like this instead? I got Link.
It's getting fucked by the computer, bro. Holy shit.
You get that, Desz?
You get that, you get that. That's good. Good shit.
Oh, there you go.
I think no ulti either. Oh, he's dead, bro. Get that shit, get that shit.
What?
God damn. God damn. What was that, twin?
Then you found the right video. Today I'll be showing you guys his best settings, Emblem plus build, as well as a 5-man high rank competitive match with some key tips for mastering him that we'll be reviewing today.
Pro flicker. Oh, good. Oh, El Diablo. Oh my god, they keep getting punked.
If you're looking to buy diamonds for cheaper and help me with 10% commission at the same time, check out Loot Bar. Also, me and Hajun do private coaching sessions where we help you improve and fix all of your mistakes no matter what role you play. Because we've watched and played a lot of tournaments and we acknowledge that the most important rule for improving is going over the mistakes that you overlook while you're playing. We use that knowledge to help you become the best player you can be during our coaching sessions. And it also doesn't matter if you're a solo queue player, a duo queue, a trio, or a 5-man player. All the information you need will be in the description and on my Discord server. A lot of you guys have been asking me for this during my live streams, so I figure today I'ma just record this, edit it, and just do it right away. I do have over 1,000 matches on Hayabusa. He's actually one of my favorite heroes and I think one of my best heroes. I used to be like between global 5 and 1 on him. Okay, so we're actually gonna go over some settings and some things to keep in mind while playing Haya and just the game in general. So I mean, graphics is all just preference. It depends on your device, but try to have your frame rate as high as you can. If your phone hits up too much or if you lag a lot, you can try lowering the graphics. You know, I really like this feature. I actually enjoy playing on low graphics better, but my stream always complains, so I keep them on high, but it helps me focus better, you know. You want to keep outline on because it's easier to see. You want to keep outline on because it's easier to see the enemies and it's just easier to focus them better. I personally have shadows off. Screen shake, always keep it off. It might make you nervous when you play and the screen keeps shaking. Everything else is just preference, but you can copy my settings as you'd like on the graphics section. Okay, as for controls, I like to use basic attack smart targeting as it makes your accuracy and overall gameplay a lot better once you learn how to use this. For attack activation distance, I have it on fixed position. This basically means every time you click your basic attack, it's gonna chase an enemy, so you don't want that to affect you as much. I have it on fixed position because that's like basically mid-range. For target priority, you wanna keep lowest HP over all the others. A lot of people have lowest HP percent, but this is a mistake because this will focus high HP tanks just because they have an 80% health bar over 100% health bar squishy hero. The lowest HP focuses the one with the lowest HP overall, like the number of HP points that they have instead of the percentage of their health bar. I personally keep hero lock mode off because I feel like just with my skills and the basic attack smart targeting, I can focus the right person. Okay, again, you guys can copy everything else, but I might explain the joystick setting, which is fixed position. This basically means is you want to keep this on, right? Because if you have it off, every time you tap your skill, it's gonna be on a different position on your screen, so it's gonna make you be really inaccurate when it comes to hitting your skills. So you want to keep this on so that it's always on the same spot and you can gain muscle memory. Okay, accurate indicator off and assisted enemy mode, you want to keep this on. It helps out a lot when you're trying to combo fast. A skill joystick, again, same thing, fixed position, keep it on fixed position. Lastly, your camera movement setting. You can play around with this. This is really important for Haya, for his second skill. So you want to keep this at a range where you're most comfortable with. You can play around with it and then see what's best for you. Aim panning, I like to have it off, but I recommend you to learn this play style. because it's gonna help out a lot in the long run. It just makes you be more accurate overall. As for your controls, again, this is all preference, but this all depends on your phone size, okay? So you want to keep this at a spot where you're most comfortable with. So just hold your phone how you normally would and just see where you're most comfortable with. Like I'm holding the phone normally now, and then my skills, I'm most comfortable like swiping them and dragging them where they're at right now. But it all depends on your phone and the size of your hands again. So you can change this up. This, you want to keep it on simple mode, as it removes all the text, unnecessary text on the screen. It changes your joystick a little bit, and everything looks cleaner. In my personal opinion, it also improves my frames and stuff. You can change your map size, you can change anything you want here. This is all just preference, okay? I like to keep obviously the red ray at 150 so you don't miss. Everything else is just preference. It depends on your phone, it depends on your fingers. So just play around with this until you find the most fitting. Okay, so like I said earlier, you should learn this mechanic in general as a player, but just try to hold your phone like I'm doing it like this, and use this little area right here to pin your map and drag your map at the same time as you're using skills, right? So you can do this at the same time. Like, let's say I want to go on this alone, I have more vision on him already, right? Because I'm pinning my map. And then I might just be more accurate overall with the first skill. Like here, I don't have vision. Again, you can turn on this setting, but like the aim panning, okay? You can see it a little bit, right? A little better. It only pins at the bottom side of your screen. Sideways, it doesn't help. You see, it barely helps. It barely does anything. So I would just keep this off again. I would just keep this off, and then I will learn this mechanic. Because let's say even when you're in the middle of a team fight and you go back, you want to see what's going on before you go back in, right? You can pin your shadows and have vision on them just to see what's going on, right? So you really want to learn this mechanic, like I said, bro. It's really important to your overall gameplay. For every hero, not just Haya, like every hero, you want to learn this. Alright, so for his emblem, you obviously want to use Assassin emblem. As for the first talent, this can change, alright? Some people use Rupture, some people use Thrill, some people use Swift, alright? Rupture, this is better for late game, for scaling. I don't really recommend it because you want better early game on him since your late game is already good. Thrill is for more early game damage, of course, with 16 adaptive attack. This can help out a lot. And then Swift is for extra farming. Alright, I personally go Swift, and the reason why is because, as you guys may know, the little attack speed item is like 280 gold, so it's not really worth it to just go one of these and build the little attack speed item. I like to go extra attack speed on the emblem and just rush Hunter Strike. I think it's most effective, it's faster, you get your item faster. You just go, you know, you build your Hunter Strike a lot faster with this. Some people go Master Assassin, I don't recommend it. You want faster clearing overall. Just go Season Hunter, like all junglers. And lastly, some people use Impure Rage, some people use Lethal Ignition, but I think the best one is Warcry. This maximizes your damage overall. Once you combo, you do so much damage with this. You want to go this over all the other emblems, right? So for your first item, you want to get Hunter Strike. Obviously get the Rupture first. This is probably the best early game physical attack item. So you finish this, and then you finish your Hunter Strike, right? After you finish Hunter Strike, you can finish your boots. Some people like going tough boots, some people like going armor boots, depending on their composition. But usually, some people even go for attack speed boots. But always just go cooldown boots, guys. If you have more cooldown, it's so good because you can just spam your abilities. Sometimes late game, even after you use your ultimate, you're gonna have your shadow back to get out. So this is really good and really important to go. Alright? As for your second item, this is where it gets tricky because a lot of people do different things, you know? Some people go BOD, some people go Sky Pierce, some people go War Axe, some people go Sea Halberd, some people go Penetration. This can all depend on the enemy comp, right? Personally, I'm not a big Sky Pierce fan because I feel like all the other items passives are more important than going Sky Pierce. But if you're low rank, if you think you can farm kills, you can definitely get it. I don't recommend it personally. What I see them do in MPL is they get War Axe second item. This gives you spell bump, it gives you cooldown, it gives you HP so you don't get bursted. It's very good overall. You can also get Blade of Despair if you're snowballing. Snowballing meaning if you're really ahead in gold, in levels, you can also go Blade of Despair. Alright? But yeah, usually go War Axe. After War Axe, depending on their comp, you could go Malefic if they're really tanky. You can go Sea Halberd if they have a lot of healing, like supports and stuff. You can go BOD. Again, if you want more overall extra raw damage, you can even go BOD. Alright, so let's say I go BOD. And then after that, I go Pen for the late game, because that's usually when people have a lot of physical defense, so you do need Pen. And last item, I go Endless Battle. That makes your late game overall better. It gives you cooldown, it gives you true damage, it gives you all that, alright? You can also go Sea Halberd, again, depending on the enemy comp. But this is usually what you want to build on him. Okay, so let's quickly go over his skills. Hayabusa's passive, let me read it for you guys real quick. Hayabusa's attack apply a stack of Shadow Mark on hit up to 4 stacks. Each stack lasts 6 seconds and increases Hayabusa's damage to the enemy by 5%. So you can get these stacks by basic attacking, first skilling, shadowing. You can get these stacks by doing all of those things. So max, you're gonna get 20% extra damage once you have full stacks. So you usually, with this passive, right, you usually wanna maximize the passive to its 20% and then use your ultimate. By that time, by the time you combo, you're also gonna proc Warcry, okay? You also get an extra stack if you shadow right on top of them. Okay, so his first skill, basically, when you throw it, it slows them by 35% for 2 seconds. And then when you first skill, basically, the returning shuriken is gonna do less damage. So if you pay close attention, you see the damage in the middle. When you hit it first, it does 477 damage, and when it returns, it does 156. So it does less damage on the way back. The ones on the side stay the same, but the one in the middle does less damage when it returns. It also gives you spell bump, as you guys can see at the bottom. Based on your level, you get more spell bump. Level 1 is 3%, then 6, then 9, then 12, then 15, and on max level is gonna be 18% spell bump. So combining this with things like War Axe is really good because it gives you a lot more sustain as a Hayabusa. Okay, so his second skill are basically his dashes. You guys all know this. If you actually landed on them, it does damage and you can directly teleport towards them and it does damage again, as you can see. Also, your second skill does lower the cooldown of your first skill, so you can actually do a lot of interesting combos with this. Okay, lastly, we got his ultimate. As you guys may know, this could be a little troll. It could focus minions, it could focus the creeps, it could focus anything except the hero that you targeted. So this could get really frustrating. But basically, your ult basically an immunity, and while you're ulting, you do a lot of damage. Obviously, this damage can be increased based on how many passive stacks you have on them, and then it's also gonna prioritize whoever has the most stacks. So let's see. So let's say I have this Layla or this enemy with 4 stacks. It's gonna most likely prioritize them for the first few hits instead of other people. So that's why you always want to maximize your passive before you ult someone. You want to maximize your passive, and it's gonna hit them until all of their points marks are basically gone. It's gonna prioritize them. Another combo could be this, where you mark them, you first kill them, go to the side, go back, first kill them again, then ult. Okay, then you can get out with your shadows that are left on the map. Again, you could kind of play around with this, like you could play around with your combos and see what works best. But yeah, usually you just want to do this right here. This should be enough to get a kill. Then you get out and you can play with your shadows. There's also a lot of times where you can play around with your shurikens, like the way you land them and stuff. You can also use your second skill to check bushes when you're doing objectives. This is really good to spot the enemies. There's also ways to like check 2 bushes at the same time, like as you guys can see right here. I have vision on both. You can do a lot of things with his second skill, but remember, try not to overuse it. Also, try not to go into places, like don't walk into bushes when you don't have your second skill activated. Don't try to clear a lane when you don't have your second skill. You gotta be really careful. But again, this all depends again on the enemy combo. You want to keep that in mind. Don't waste your second skill on any hero. Don't waste your dash when you don't have vision on them, unless you know, like, you have to know that you can escape. You could also do something like this, where you first skill, get out, go back in, and then you get out on the side. Okay, this all depends. Bro, I just recorded this whole segment and I forgot to click record, bro. I wanna like I guess I'll be going over this game again and reviewing it together. This was a 5-man game against like a Fredrin. I do counter Eve, I counter Grandeur, I kinda counter Florin, even though she could give troubles. But I think this game, my pathing, my rotation, everything was pretty good. Let me make sure I'm recording, bro. Yeah, my positioning, everything was good. So yeah, let's go over it. As you guys can see on their team, they do have 4 flickers. If you walk in a straight line and then you flicker the same way that you walk into, you can actually cancel the Haya ult. So I gotta really watch out for that. What I did this game is I tried to mark them with my second skill and hold it as long as possible so that they don't flicker out of my ult, right? So it doesn't instantly get canceled. As you guys can see, I start blue this game. I start on blue because it's on turtle side, right? Always start on blue. Your blue will be back up by the time turtle's up, so you can quickly grab it while your team gets ready for turtle, while they give you vision, they give you space, while they poke and stuff. So yeah, I take my blue, I take the little green here, and after the green, while I'm saving retry, I might go to the lethal. After this game, because our team is being really aggressive, we could try to take their greens and stuff, but if not, you can just go back to your red and do, your regular rotation. As you guys can see here, I go for lethal, I have retry. Something to keep in mind with Haya again is you have to always have your second skill available when you walk into zones that could be dangerous. So right here, I am walking, walking towards the lethal, but I do have my second skill available in case anything happens, in case I have to initiate, in case I have to fight them and stuff. I try to shadow the Florin, but I kinda miss, but it's okay. We end up securing the lethal with the retry, and Florin actually dies, so this was actually good. Again, I was very reactive here, knowing that my team is invading. It's too late for me to go to his red, so I just focus on taking his greens because I don't have shadow. I can't really walk up to him like that. And yeah, we focus on getting the greens here, but my team actually ends up overstaying. I want to prioritize stealing his jungle first, but I don't know. We were 5-man, but a lot of times you're not focused, so I didn't tell them to back. Here, knowing that I'm level 4, I'm at an advantage. The enemies probably think I'm clearing red buff or something, so I end up going mid lane. As I'm level 4, I end up going mid lane to look for a gank. As you guys can see, because the wave is clashing mid, they're probably gonna walk up, try to last hit minions, try to clear it. So I take advantage of that and I do aim for the Eve. I end up missing my shadow here, which is pretty bad, but if you guys notice, I am doing what I said earlier, which is pinning my map so that I can get more vision of the map and I can be more accurate and stuff. I do end up missing here, but that's just my bad, that's just a mechanical issue. So it does end up going for the Eve at the end. I get the kill there, but I did use retry, which is bad. It's bad to use retry when turtles are battle royale, but because they're so behind here, it doesn't really matter. I end up going to red. I'm gonna take my little green here, then my red, but I'm not going for this because if I go for this cockroach right here, it's gonna waste too much time, right? So I just take these two, go to blue, and then go to turtle. Again, here, this is something you can do. You can use your shadow to where you want to go next, come back, secure whatever buff or creep you're taking, and then keep going to wherever you want to rotate. Okay, so as you guys can see here, I do that, I take red, and then I go back to my shadow and keep rotating. Here I should have actually went to the turtle because my team was already there and they were hitting it, but I end up taking my blue because I know the Fredrin is most likely not gonna contest because of how the early game one. So yeah, I don't even retreat this because Fredrin's not around. And right here, guys, this is a pretty good combo. Also, it's pretty good decision making because I mean this Florin did a really bad job because as a Florin you can't really walk up like that, right? It's really risky. I know that, so I end up just without hesitation, I just punish her, right? You want to punish them. If they're out of position, punish them. I see her, instantly shadow, okay? Shadow, go back. In case she has flicker, I pin my map, wait for it. I see she's not doing anything. I go back, first kill and then ult. First kill, then ult. You could also, you know, try the basic attack. But yeah. I actually go back here. I did get the Fredrin green camp, which was really lucky. I got it because of the jungle passive, the burn damage and stuff. And then I just keep the pressure up. I go for his green again. Again, red buff is too deep. If your whole team is not there already zoning and giving vision for you, do not go for red buff. So I take his green, I take the little crab, and then I end up going for lethal. Okay. I see that my team is fighting here, so I do end up going to them. I completely ignore this Eve because I can't kill her without my ult, you know. But now I see that she's still on top of me for some reason. I mean, these enemies are doing a really bad job on their positioning, so I just try to, you know, take advantage of that. Here I see her ulting, so I just end up using my ult so I can immune all the damage and try to kill her at the same time. So we do end up getting the kill. I almost died here, which was really bad. Because the minions are pushing in here, I use my shadow to get a few hits in and then go back safely. Okay, as you guys can see, I even throw in a first kill to do a little bit of damage to Grandeur. He does end up living, but it's okay, you know. And then after, I just keep doing my rotation. Right after you do an objective, right after you use your skills, when there's nothing to do, you want to keep doing your jungle. You keep farming, you keep the momentum up. Also, when you're farming, think about when you're going next, you know. There's this little circle here, this little circle. Let's say I want to go to this creep right here. I would have dragged the red buff here, but because I want to go here, I drag it all the way here, as you guys can see. Here. Yeah, I'm recording this a second time, so I'm kind of like, you know, I'm kind of tight. As you guys can see, because I'm going here next, I drag it towards this side and then I shadow, like I explained earlier. I use the shadow method. Okay, I know this game I did get the little attack speed dagger and I do end up going like thrill, but after realizing it, I changed this, you know, I think the other one is better. The other option where you go attack speed and then you just rush Hunter Strike because you get your items faster overall. For the passive and stuff is really important. But this game was when I was trying thrill. Like I was trying thrill plus the attack speed. I just didn't like it. And I think the other option is better overall because again, you get the items faster, you get the Hunter Strike passive, you get the cooldown boots. As you guys can see here, Turtle is about to be up. I know my team is rotating, the enemies are probably rotating as well. So what do? The minion waves are about to clash. Since our minions are right here, the minions are also right here. They're about to clash. What's gonna happen? They're gonna come and clear this lane. So knowing that, I just camp the left side bush and look for a gank. Okay, my mechanics weren't perfect here again. I missed my shadow. Again guys, it's really hard for me to fully lock in and focus when I'm 5-man BC because we're just, you know, we're having a good time as friends. We're just really not always like locked in and stuff. So my mechanics could be a little iffy. I do miss my shadow, you know. Those happens, it's my bad, it's a mechanical error. So I save my retreat here because Turtle's up. This Grandeur is out of position, so we instantly take advantage of that. Just in case he had flicker, I save everything, but I live in mark, right? I save everything, but I could have just killed him if I shadowed into him. He was really low already. But you want to do that out of like, you know, muscle memory and stuff. We do kill the Grandeur. But because I retreat and got taught his dad, I don't go for Turtle right away. I keep farming here. I take the little green. And then we just wait. So what I actually do here is I bait the Turtle, guys. A lot of times what you can do is you can hit the Turtle, drag it to your side, and just bait it. Okay? Knowing that your team is there to back you up. So this could have went bad, again, because got taught wasn't here. But if I drag the turtle and I see Florin or Eve walking up, I'm gonna instantly go for them. So this is what ends up happening. This Florin is really out of position. She's not behind Fred. She's staying like on her own lane, on her own side. So I instantly punish her. Like I said earlier, if they're out of position, you could always go for them. So I see her first kill from this side. I know she's already here. So I look for the angle, right? Okay. I first kill. Okay, I mark her. First of all, I mark her. Then I first kill. And then I go back so that my first kill cooldown goes down, right? I go back in. You see, I have first kill again. I first kill her one more time and then I ult. And that's a free kill right there. So because I use everything, I don't have shadow, I don't have ultimate. I just end up going for the objective. You always want to focus the objective. I know my team can zoom them out and stuff, so this was good. Okay, I see that my team is cutting lane, trying to pressure this. Another option would have been to either go mid or pressure bot, but I just end up going for the Lapu because I know since it's a 3v1, we can probably kill them and he's by himself, you know? And as you guys can see, Bane ends up going bot, so you never want to be on the same lane as your goal laner. Usually, you don't want to farm the same lane, okay? Okay, so this was actually a lot of greediness here, walking forward with no minions. I just kind of wanted to get out, but I walked the wrong way. So I just, you know, I capitalize on this and just instantly go in because I know they don't have a Fredge in here. They don't have anybody that can stun me. And it's just really easy kills on the Eve and the Florin. So we do end up getting out, but if I gave them a shutdown, this could have went really bad, bro. I instantly go back to farming. And then here, what you're supposed to do is keep up the aggression. Go for his greens, right? Knowing that they don't have like a Kalea, they don't have a Chow, they don't have a Gata, they don't have a Grok. Nobody can really stun me unless it's Fredring himself bush camping. I have vision on him at bot lane. So especially because of that reason, I instantly go for his jungle creeps. I keep invading him. He can't really invade me back because my team is, you know, they're around here, they're protecting my jungle, so I just go for this. I see the Lapu and I instantly go for him, guys, because Lapu usually goes War Axe first item, so he's actually really squishy. And this game, as you guys can see, I did get the Hunter Strike, I got the War Axe. So yeah, we just combo him instantly. You want to be fast, right? You want to be fast. You don't want him to realize like, let me dash away, let me... Instantly, bro, like instantly. I see him, shadow, and then, you know, I first kill, basic attack, everything, and then I save my ult for last because I know he has no stuns, I know he has nothing, so I can free hit him before I ult. I can just free hit, and then ult, just in case he had flicker as well. I do end up shadowing here, I clear the lane, and then I just keep farming. I do end up going for another wave here to apply more pressure, to get more fed. Again, they're really behind, so shouldn't be that scary. But here, they actually, yeah, this could have been really bad because I'm just being careless and greedy here, walking around the map. But usually you don't want to walk here by yourself, obviously. What I could have done is I could have shadowed in to give me vision. But since I wanted to camp this bush, I ended up walking. But again, it's really greedy because the Fredring could have been there to permastun me, which is actually what he does. I do end up living because I'm just, you know, they don't have enough damage. I'm really ahead. He almost hit me with the ult, as you guys can see, almost. But we do end up living here. I go back, poke a little bit more, and then get out. He almost taunted me there, I'm pretty sure. So here, I mean, I just wait for a turtle. I'm a little bit distracted, so I could have grabbed this green real quick. Instead of standing there, I could have grabbed the green. But yeah, you can always check the obvious bushes. When you're on Haya with the second skill, you can check the obvious bushes, okay? Like, let's say, for example, this bush right here. It's kind of obvious. This bush, they camp this a lot. If the Lord is bot, this is really common. This bush is really common to be camped. Again, it's the same one. Same here, and even here. All those bushes, they could camp it to steal the Lord. So you can actually shadow to give vision a lot of times. I actually did this a lot when I played NECT because we didn't really have like somebody to check bushes that often. I used my shadow a lot of times to check where a Hayabusa was. So your shadow could be really good for giving vision. safely given vision because of its long range. Alright, so what I could have also done is just wait for lore because it's about to be minute 8. And since we're so ahead, we don't really need a third turtle. But you know, it's okay. Alright, here, this is also a mistake, guys. I know it may seem like, you're winning so hard, like playing so good. No, I made a lot of mistakes this game as well. When you play assassin, don't be predictable. What I mean by this is don't go up front. Don't go the same way that your team is going with. Unless you absolutely have to. What you want to do is you want to path and reposition in a way that they won't know where you're coming from. Like, go from the side, go from the back. So what I should have done here is I should have walked through here and then shadow through this wall or something. Or walk even further, shadow behind, focus the squishes, So I do end up going up front here, which was a mistake. I also missed my shadow. Then I almost died because of the perma stuns from Fredrin. My god, Todd saved me there. But that was a really bad mistake. Again, I have 8 kills, so giving them a shot down there would have been really, really bad. Alright, so right here, I mean, guys, if Lord is not up, the good thing to do is just freeze, so they don't get any farm. Focus on clearing your jungle and freeze the lane, okay? Because they can really walk up this far when they're behind. So I would have just froze this and then just keep farming my own jungle. Okay, because again, the minions do end up dying. Your jungle always stays there. Keep that in mind. I clear all of my jungle. Then right here, I'm looking for something mid. Usually when all the lanes are clear, people always are on mid. Okay, I see the grandeur here, and then I just combo here really fast. Again, with the same combo that I talked about earlier. So first of all, I mark him with my shadow. Then I first kill instantly. Like muscle memory, bro. Swipe, mark him, first kill. Then I go back to any shadow. It doesn't have to be this one. Could have been the one in the side, but I like going to the one in the back. Go back in, and then I have my first kill again. So I first kill one more time, and then I ult. And as you guys can see, that combo just does so much damage. The Florian couldn't even ult in time because of how much damage I did. Or maybe he has a brick on his head, I'm not sure. Okay, so the Fredrin does retreat that blue, and again, you guys see the way I utilize my shadows to maximize my first skill usage. Again, you have a lot of slow. I'm pretty sure your second skill has slow, red buff has slow, your first skill slows them, so you can really take advantage of that. Again, this here was very good, guys. I know the Lapu probably has flicker. I see him get taunted. I take that opportunity to mark him, and I don't go in right away. I go back and wait. And as I see him flicker, you see, I just saw him flicker. I instantly go back in because I know he has no flicker to cancel me out. He's also next to the Eve. And I'm about to have my ult back. So I go back in, get him, and then ult. The ult wasn't actually necessary. I feel like I could have killed Eve right away. But just in case, I did ult there. 2 of my teammates are dead, so I have to wait for them. But this was just very risky from me. This was really risky. Like, bro, I can't take this serious because of the people on the clouds flying. But yeah, I'm going in 1v5, guys. This is usually when you throw. Like, I'm 11-0. If I die once, that's so much gold for them. And that gives them comeback potential. So just don't go 1v5, right? What I could have done instead is I could have pressured this lane bot lane. The time I'm wasting here, I know I baited the flooring all. I know the grandeur flicker and stuff. But I could have died, It's just that we're ahead, so you can't really get punished. So I end up going Sea Helper late game, for the Florian, for the Lapu, for the Fredrin. Okay, I go for my blue first here, but my team is fighting. I mean, I think this is on them because I don't have ult. But again, we're 5 man, guys. We're 5 man. We're probably talking about some other stuff on the PC. Always fully locked in. Okay, so actually the goal laner, which is Bane, and the roamer, they both die. But if I unmute this for a second, I end up telling Pack, which is Zex, I tell him, yo, fight this, trust me. We can win this, right? I'm almost full build. I have so much damage. I can just focus their squishes and we can probably get something out of it. I didn't want to give that lore for free. But usually if 2 of your teammates are dead, they're doing lore, you just give it. especially if you can't walk up. If you can blindly walk up because they have lockdown stuns, just give this, right? Push the opposite lane, trade for something, take some farm, take a tower, and give that lord. Yo, we can fight lord, we can fight lord, trust me. It's not worth the risk, but because I'm ahead and I'm a greedy bastard,
I'm gonna reduce my Spotify.
I tell him to go lord. Give me vision, give me vision.
5k.
Okay, again, I ignore the Fredring, I ignore the Lapu, I go for Eve, and I go for Florin and Eve, or Granger, anybody. One of the squishes in the backline. Again, same combo. I get Florin, I get Granger. Get out. Really good, bro. This was so good. Even though they got lore, I got a trade. I got 2 of them. And Pack lives. Pack lives. So it's fine. This is where it got wrong. I'm being a greedy bastard. They have a Fredring, he can permastun me. So that's what ends up happening. Also, I didn't pin my map here. If I actually used the finger to see what's going on, I would have seen Fred. You see? He predicted me. I should have waited longer. You wanna try to play mind games sometimes and wait out, because you already have them marked. You don't have to be desperate. I just wanted to be flashy here, so I end up getting punished for it, and I died. So yeah, this was really bad. It was a mistake. So stupid. Okay, so usually guys, when Lord is not up, you usually again wanna freeze the lanes, hover bot lane so that you can slow push it eventually. Just wait for opportunities. But yeah, sometimes, you know, 5-man solo, it doesn't matter. People, so many team fights. This was so bad. I went back next to the shadow, next to Fredrin, so this was bad. You gotta be really careful to where you go, especially when they have stuns. You can get punished quick for it. But here, I do end up doing a good thing. I'll show you guys, okay? What do I know? What's my job? I have to focus Granger, Eve, Florin. Don't go through here. This is so predictable. And you're most likely gonna end up facing their frontliners, okay? What do? I go through here. There's a certain like camp of vision that people have, you know, based on your knowledge of the game. There's a certain camp of vision that people have. So I know if I walk here, they probably can't see me. I do end up hugging the wall, but if I don't want them to see me, I should hug the opposite wall, so I'm further, you know. But because I want to go in fast, I actually look for an angle here, but it's too far. Okay. As you guys can see, they're so focused on what's in front of them, they don't even expect me here. That's why having this playstyle as an assassin is so important. So I mark the Eve, again, high priority target. I go on him, first kill, use everything, all the marks, and then I ult before the Fredrin stuns me. So I end up killing Eve, I get the Florin, I literally 2-shot him. Then I go back, go for the Lapu, and then Bejo just... Déjame cogerlo bajo, diablo, bajo! Coño!
Yeah!
Like it's not funny. It's not funny, bro. He ruined the clip. Let's be honest, he ruined the clip. Yeah, I mean here I'm playing mind games with him, but God, this is so greedy. I actually almost killed him because of how much damage I have. Look at it, bro. Almost. That is so much damage. But yeah, sometimes you want to play mind games with them. Don't be so predictable to the way you go in and go out. Okay? So here, I mean, I just know I can burst a Fredrin because of how ahead I am. So I do end up going for him. And this Granger got really unlucky, or he has a brick on he has a coconut on his head. So it ends up transferring to him because he's too close to Fredrin. So we do end up killing him. And then I'm pretty sure it should be over soon. Okay? I tried to go for Eve here, but what happened was, you guys know when you use their skill, and then, or you use a flicker or whatever, and you get stunned and it gets interrupted. Before, it didn't release, but they changed this feature like long ago to where it goes through either way. So I think that's what happened there. But yeah, I go for Eve here, I focus her, I do the combo, use my ultimate, get the Florin as well, and then we just end here, guys. Again, I know I mostly picked this VOD because of my stats. My stats this game were really crazy, okay? And I think my pathing was good. Bro, what am I doing? My pathing was good. My positioning was good. My shadows weren't that good. They weren't that accurate, but my combos were pretty good. But if you look at my stats, my camera is covering it, but I did 43% damage, guys. Like if you add this up, I'm pretty sure I did 43% damage. And then I also had 93% team fight, which is insane. You know, a lot of you guys actually struggle to, you know, have high team fight participation when you're playing jungle, because you struggle to, you know, when should you farm, when should you split, when should you team fight. You just have to find the right balance and adapt according to the situation. Even sometimes for me, I have low team fight because, you know, there's just so many fights. You just have to know like what to prioritize, what objective to focus, and just adapt depending on the situation, because again, every game is different. Again, I know a lot of you guys actually prefer watching losing games and stuff, so I could make a guide on that soon, like how to win when you're basically losing, like what decisions to make. Yeah, like right here, this game we were losing really hard, okay? Because I'm streaming, I'm always, bro, it's so hard, guys. It's just so hard to focus on stream. There's a VC, there's music, there's alerts. You gotta read chat, you gotta try to be entertaining. It's hard, you know. But this game we were losing the whole game, bro. Like it was bad. It was so bad. Even my own early game was really bad. But I mean, this is not what I mean. I'll probably put this at the beginning of as the intro, but I end up getting a savage, which is insane, bro. It's actually insane. With my ultimate here, I kinda got lucky, but at the same time, because of how I farmed and how much gold I had, it ended up benefiting me. Yo, bro, play the clip. Yeah, right here, guys. Like, look, like this was crazy, bro. This was crazy. I mean, the enemies were laughing, they were trash talking, they were doing all kinds of things, bro. So this was so satisfying. Like my ult here was crazy.
God damn. God damn.
I'm so nonchalant.
You guys can do it.
But yeah, I mean, that was crazy. I'll try to find a good bot to go over for that and maybe upload in the future. But yeah, that should be about it, guys. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for always supporting. And I'll see you guys next time.